Okay, Darin, let us hear your story, your dating story in Berlin.
Well, I was dating a guy who didn't wash his bed sheets.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
what do you mean he was not washing his
He
bed sheets?
claimed that he would throw it completely out one a month, but it didn't look like that, you guys. Hi, Matt. It didn't look like that. So it was a very brief relationship here in Berlin. What was that about?
He had a bed.
So that's
I
good.
let them go, and it was shit with holes, and it was two mattress. Two. They, no, go away. And they say, what is really it? Yeah, I was traumatized. I understand it so much.
Oh.
Hugs.
Thank you, girl.
How was the bed?
You want details?
Please don't. I had to leave immediately, and we never spoke after that. But he was very nice. He's a accomplished professional. He's a developer. We went on a few days. Everything went smooth. I wasn't expected that at all.
How you say, send me a photo of your bed, please, before I go.
We need another box on the
never
app.
talked
Clean
after
bed
that.
sheets.
I tend to date a lot of developers. I don't do it on purpose, but I'm a project manager. I think it's some universal law that I have to deal with the developers in my work life and my personal life.
Okay.
So I went on a date with a very nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting on the first day, coffee, like nice sweet and shirt. And we are talking about his ideas for startups.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of sudden, I can explain this either. He's like, what do you think about having babies?
Oh.
First days, we are 50 minutes in a date, you guys.
Oh.
15 minutes in. This was a very short date, and I never see him again. And that's about it. That's all my dates in Berlin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make some voting on dating apps, or I'm trying to make a conversation prior to
Before really meeting them.
before meeting the person, yeah, because I need to wash my hair, get out of my sweatpants. That's like a lot of work. That's a lot of work. And I really need some advice from you guys. How can I don't know, improve my due diligence? It seems fine. They can communicate in so
Google form resume for date. I think I will make like this, because I go in free Berlin, it's like for me the city, I just wow. It's match with Berlin. It's my best boyfriend, I can say. I'll say only this. And I meet only guys who wanna be with me. Oh, I don't need another woman. I wanna be only with you. And I just thank you, but who's your friend? Sorry. Or, it's a lot of cool guys. I cannot stop in one monogamic, boring relationship, I never will believe in this. It's not works for me, I try to be good girl, but I'm child free. Be clear, I don't want this sit at home and another, yeah. So I need my little harem. And I don't meet these persons, But when I meet these persons who are non-monogamic, I'm not in.
For the Elizabeth, can you give advice on that?
So the question remains.
To Darin.
You should start thinking about what your dating profile looks like. I mean, your bio, and what sort of pictures do you have?
It says that I love reading classical literature and opera.
So that's an intellectual level,
Yes.
which you need to
no
have.
boobs. No boobs in the picture.
Do you think that your bio, the men really care about your bio when they are just swiping?
The right ones will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dating is not only about attracting the right ones. You have to scare off the wrong ones.
Okay.
So you have to show already in your bio who you are, and maybe not do you have a clean bed? But you could write something about.
Exactly.
You could do a joke to show that you're funny instead of writing "I am funny."
Yeah.
You could do a joke.
So
Or-
my thought was that opera and classic literature would scare the strange guy. Why it's not working, do you think?
I think because you're still on the intellectual level, you need to have the emotional level also.
Like the
so you could
funny-
write like, what is it about opera that you love? Why do you? How does it make you feel when you go there?
Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah. Why do you like the classical music? How does it make you feel? What do you want to do? I like sitting at home with my headphones and just really getting into it. Like, talk on that level. It's gonna get you different results. And then you have to keep doing that before you go on the date. Like in the chat, you can ask. And like being emotional doesn't mean you have to say, oh, these are all my traumas and this is my childhood. But you can talk about positive things also, like, oh, I love the Berlin winter. I love the streets when they're so slippery.
That is so helpful.
And see how,
Thank you very
what
much.
is the response you get.
Yeah.
If the other person just answers, great, then you know, okay, they don't want to talk on this level. They're probably gonna ask you after 15 minutes, do you want children? Because it's the way they communicate. But you can try and, I mean, it's not gonna work 100% of the time, but you're gonna get much better results.
For the photos, for the profile picture.
Well, try and show not only good-looking ones, but you go to the opera, is there a picture of you laughing with a dog or whatever you like a little bit more of your life to create a better picture of who you are as a person.
Who you are.
Like when you meet someone on the street or in the bar, all you can go on is really their looks, because everyone's saying, yeah, the dating apps are only, you can only go on the looks, but you don't have to only go on the looks.
You have an example of a bio that is really good.
Give us the template.
No, I think the point is you have to sort of create it from yourself. But I think you can practice. You can try and write a bio. It's a good way also to starting to get to know yourself. Like, okay, who am I? What do I actually like? Is it important for me to talk about love languages? Yeah, I feel it's a bit cringe, but I love talking about it. So maybe then I should put it in my bio because I want the other person to be like, okay, we're talking about this.
I think when someone is very raw and authentic,
Yeah.
Yes.
because you can see through the person when there's authenticity,
Yes.
when there's just rawness of the conversation, of you. Like you don't have to be, we don't have to be someone else to be liked by someone. It's either they accept, or it's either that we create that connection all together, or we don't. And that's okay.
I would like to hear from Lorenzo. Are you using any dating apps?
Jein. One of my favorite German words. As in, I've been on dating apps for a while, but I delete all of them. I delete Tinder, I delete Bumble, and I am on Hinge right now, and I'm so close to delete it again. Not for finding somebody, just because I'm exhausted. I cannot bear it anymore.
What problems are you facing with these dating apps that are making you just delete them?
First of all, it's really hard to get a conversation out of it. Really, like, I mean, in my case, maybe I'm, I don't know, attracted to a particular kind of person, and to get a decent conversation, a proper one, is extremely hard. Most of them, they just die. You start talking, and then the person doesn't answer anymore. Or generally, to get matches, as a man, can be really tough to connect with people. It's really hard. You find people that are interesting, both on their looks or what they're writing about. There are people, I don't know, mentioning, I would like to have a house in Tuscany. Like, I have one. Like, do you want to come to my house in Florence?
Yes.
Or something like this. I don't know, people being enthusiastic for cooking. I love cooking. Do you want to cook? No.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get matches. It's hard to get a proper connection, like literally writing. Again, people just, this last girl, she also, interestingly enough, she said that she's emotionally unavailable at the moment because she came from a very long relationship. She doesn't know what she's looking for right now, and I can understand. And so we were chatting for a while, and then she stopped writing me.
So she's like just ghosted you.
yeah, that's ghosting, right? Finding a way to like interact with people. Maybe I'm old in this, but I feel like dating or online dating, in a way, should be similar to how you interact. I will never stop talking with somebody out of nowhere. Like you're talking to somebody that you just cut and went away.
But then did you end it, or because she ghosted you, or did you like keep chatting to each other?
I kept chatting. Again, maybe so that most of my chat ends like this, as in writing people and never getting an answer.
I just think that when someone tells you straight out, I think it's important to listen to what they actually say and believe them. Because we do that.
That is like a red flag, or
Yeah, we do that all the time because we think that, yeah, but I can maybe change
their
them.
mind. Yeah.
Or we want them to be available.
I just want to tell that I write that I have a fresh diagnosis ADHD in German, ADHD. So I'm hyperactivity, and not for everybody. He can see me every day. It's hard for some people, but no, I think you don't need to waiting. If you in my wave, we together. If not, I cannot be not loud. Like my ex say, don't be loud. But I say, you remember we meet in a club, not in church. Hey, so it's cannot be changing. So one guy write me, I'm actor with ADHD too. So you need to be clear with yourself first and with people and don't try change somebody because it's always not successful.
At the moment, I would like Rakesh to share his story.
Story time.
Story time from Rakesh. Yes.
But before that, I just want to say, Jacqueline, thank you so much for talking about authenticity in relationships. I'm just going to bring in very shortly the Berliner context. And my feeling is that we are walking around looking for authentic relationships while wearing our best social armor. Not helping. That's been my experience, at least. My dating story was more about communication that didn't really work. And so there was this person that I was seeing. We'd already been on 2 dates, so we've been texting back and forth a lot. And I think one fine day she was sick or not feeling well or something like that. And I have a bit of a dark humor to me. So then I just messaged something like, "Oh, don't die on me," and like sent a GIF or something like that. And apparently that triggered her is what she said. And she was like, "Oh, you sound very unsafe. You're sending gifts that sound like, you could be doing something shady or something like that." I was like, a GIF is making me an axe murderer?
It's also another problem where you're just like texting, but the other person takes it in a negative way.
Exactly. And this has been a huge learning for me. And I think I can share a little bit about what has actually worked for me on dating apps and texting is to keep the texting limited and to use the texting or the app more for logistics. Just like Lorenzo was sharing his ghosting stories. I've been ghosted multiple times too. And now what really works for me is to just match with one person at a time.
Okay. So you
And
just go with one person.
This one person, this person has my full attention. So this has kind of removed a lot of, background noise for me, and I feel a lot more focused.
Has it been positive? Like,
It has been, I would say it has been entirely positive also because I met someone the other day and this was not through an app and we had a great conversation. I felt there was a genuine connection and I expressed it saying that, hey, I feel we have a great connection. Why don't we go for a date? And she agreed. But then the communication slide happened right after that. I'd already suggested a date and time and then that day came and she finally says, "Oh no, I can't make it. Let's try tomorrow." And then again, the next day again gets pushed. And at that point I said, "Look, I'm sorry."
yeah, if you're not
No.
interested, just say it.
Exactly. So I just very openly said, "Look, to be honest, it doesn't make me feel good to be the last person on someone's agenda. And this is not cool. I don't want to be treated this way. I'm sure you also don't. So maybe something has changed. Maybe your interest has changed. Maybe, you're struggling with something else. Just tell me what's happening." And this really helped open things up where she shared that, "Oh, you know what? I'm usually not like this. I'm really sorry. I'm struggling with something. I'm going through a tough deadline. So I really I'm really sorry that you're legitimately okay to be feeling annoyed. And then I said, okay, just focus on that, and I really want to meet someone who is looking for something meaningful. So if you're in that same space, come back and let's have a conversation from there.
Is the city of FOMO, of fearing of missing out. So you have always somebody better to see. There's always a better party, there's always a better location, there's always something better for you. So when you are dating or matching or talking with 10 people at a time because the other one could be always better.
No, but what you speak about here, Lorenzo, is very true also. And my experience has been that there are a lot of people who are actually just comfortable going with the flow of FOMO and moving from one to another, and that is a separate lifestyle by itself. This took me a long time to realize this.
Mati?
Actually, we start talking about apps and like how bad or not good they are or something like this. You said this is a tool, and I love it. Love it. Why? It even shows you more than in a bar, because you literally the choice of pictures, the bio, the things or no bio shows a lot. I'm trying to not read too much through because I'm a coach and recruiter, so I can read a lot immediately. I'm trying to not, because I separate my professional life from the dating thing. So I don't want to read too much. And I give the chance. But I would never say this is a commitment via app. App is a tool. It's a beautiful. It's a bar. It's a chat up line. It's a first few exchange of the text. It's like first drink together. And then you decide. You go, you're not. The problem with Berlin, and I would say Berlin specifically, it's flakiness.
Yeah.
And
With a big F.
I don't have the data now
Big L,
to
big A.
say, but the ghosting, of course, happened everywhere all over the world.
Yeah.
The only thing is like, he's not even ghosting, it's just flakiness. It's lack of decision. There's no possibility of decision. And I'm trying to not to put too much into the conversation, because it leads sometimes to too much expectation. There's this type of stories I have, like the dating. Because
Me too.
I don't have a love
A lot
stories
of
in
them.
Berlin. I
Yeah.
have a dating stories in Berlin.
How can you have dating stories if you can't even get to the date?
Because it's on a dating.
Yes.
Oh, I can give you now one. Exchange few texts. Fine, we live kind of close to each other. Fine. Amazing. He even asked like, oh, let's meet. I was like, fine, amazing, let's meet. I'm free this week on Friday, and I just gave you another day. It's like, oh, there's another day I'm not, but on Friday as well not, because I'm organizing the cooking dinner. It's like, fine, that's okay for me. You enjoy this, and then we'll meet another time. Friday night, almost midnight. Text. Oh, it's like end up a little bit earlier this dinner, so you can come over.
That's
Right,
so
like,
classic, you guys.
if you're looking
Yes.
for these services, that is actually not me. And I do believe they need as well a little bit even longer notice, because they could be booked already. The reply was, you stupid bitch.
What?
You did a good job and you did not meet him. That was a good choice.
Yes.
You did not meet him. And that was
No,
perfect.
actually, I just have
Yeah.
one question to him. I was like, oh, should I pick the wine on the way? Almost like that, like, just to like full service. Hey.
For Dari, what's the craziest response you are ever getting?
I was talking to a guy, obviously on a dating app, and the conversation wasn't going. I tend to notice that it's like a woman chore. It's a woman responsibility to keep the conversation on. Sometimes it feels like that. If you are not asking the questions about the other person, the conversation is dying on them. So a lot of my conversations, I have a pretty impressive graveyard on my apps. Once I had a zombie came out of this graveyard. Out of a sudden, he wrote me, should we meet for a date? And I wrote to him, I'm not sure. Thank you very much for the invitation, but I'm not quite sure, because I don't think we have enough in common. I don't tend to have much in common with women anyways.
When I go here,
Yes.
I have no friends, and I go to Tinder to meet somebody, but I have no power in myself to speak. and they don't like a long conversation or this hello, I'm a partner of crime, you know. Don't want to play these games, you know. And something I was angry maybe, and one day I go to the app and I was blocked, you know. Somebody write that I'm horrible maybe person, and I was amazing like winter and I was blocked in the app.
I want to comment on what Daria said,
Yes.
like about that men tend to, I think it's because it's really interesting as a coach, my clients, they always say this, like men do this or women do this, and it's never the same things. So it's the men that you have met that do this. So what they have in common is you. And that's not a criticism, but it's like, it's important to start seeing, okay, why do I attract this man? What is it that I do, or what is it that I don't do? I think it's a really good strategy to, if they don't answer, pull back. It's really good and see what happens. Because it could be that someone is just busy and maybe, you know, it's an app.
Or
maybe,
not interested.
It could be that, but you don't know,
You don't know.
why someone doesn't answer you. But you can try and give them a chance to reply and see what happens and just back away a little bit. You can't be the one driving all conversations.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I totally agree with you, Elizabeth, on. Uncertainty does not directly mean disinterest.
Yeah, exactly.
Given the nature of the apps, given the nature of the lives that we're living, the FOMO that's happening in Berlin. So I think this is a natural consequence of that, that you don't know when that response is going to come back.
No, I think it could be healthy to step away from your
Yes,
phone, but
exactly.
I think the key is that you communicate and you say that and you can talk to each other.
And the best thing you can do is to just carry on with your life and do all the things that you're doing and not, you know, be fixated on seeing, okay, how is this thing going to really move?
I'm just reading this book right now called, oh God.
That would be a good book too.
Attached. It's about the attachment. If we are securely attached, anxiously attached, or
Attachment
avoidant.
theories.
And so this is very interesting because anxiously attached people often are attracting avoidant people who are confirming their own belief and creating more anxiety. It's helpful to know who you're attracting because of who you are. And I don't think anyone needs to change, but just being aware of that.
How long should you wait for a reply and before the zombie?
Before the zombie comes back.
That's rude.
Yes.
That's just rude.
Can I say
It's maybe-
something? Because why we assume this person didn't reply because the site did not reply. Life happen and you don't know what the other person is coming. I've been hit by a car, for example, and I couldn't reply. Excuse me, simple how it is. Or like literally what happened to me in August, I started writing with a guy and we wanted to meet. And decide about the date. Then did exactly the same day. My mom landed in hospital, then died. It was exactly 2 months ago. So what could I do? I just said, I'm really sorry. I'm not in a place to communicate right now. I will come back to you.
But that is good, you wrote.
No. But he said like, but you've been silent for 1 day.
Oh, wow.
And go on and on and on and on. And I don't need to explain, and I never explain to him. But sometimes things happening. Maybe this person been in a terrible situation. Maybe come back with something. Really sorry that would happen. I should communicate, but I couldn't.
Fair point, but at the same time, I'm feeling right now like I'm in the middle of the "He's Not Just Into You" movie. If you've seen it, it's really nice. Yes, that might have happened. Those things like happen in life, but statistically, it's rare. Statistically, if a person who you meet earlier doesn't reply, he's just not that into you. He's just not interested. Could he be hit by a car? And that's the reason why he ghosted you. Sure, but yes, but statistically, he just ghosted you.
Let's hear from Elisa.
Yeah, I think I have sort of a solution. Like, instead of focusing on the other person, because you don't know what happened. They could have died. I mean, you don't know what happened. Focus on yourself. How long do you want to wait for someone? Do you want to be in a relationship with someone who don't reply? And like, if they're dead, you can't be in a relationship anyway. So, yeah. It's a proper ghost, yeah.
A real ghost at that.
Yeah. Stop focusing on yourself. You're crying now.
That's a beautiful point for
Yes.
It's beautiful, though. It's a beautiful love story.
So the movie Ghost was true.
Yeah.
It's a true story.
Yeah.